They call me greedy, they call me sleazy, they call me chimpanzee. I'm a chimpanzee, y'all. Welcome to the fourth House of Usher. I can't speak French, so son cher as on suspendo, c'est qui en a touché. Il est on, Neranjan. Okay. Is there someone with a monkey who kills people? Is this a monkey one? No, it's not. It's not a monkey one. Yo, what's the one with a monkey? There's a monkey that kills people. Is that Edgar Allen Poe? Is he one who wrote down about dead monkey, the monkey killer thing? Anyway, during a whole of a dull, dark, and silent day in the autumn of the year, when the clouds hung oppressively low in the heavens, I'd been passing alone on horseback for a singly dreary tract of country. And at length found myself, as the shades of evening drew on, in view of the melancholy house of Usher. Usher. Yeah, yeah. I know not how it was, but the first glimpse of the building has this insufferable gloom faded my spirits. I say insufferable, for feeling was unrelieved by any of the half pleasurable because poetic sentiment with which mind usually receives even the sternest natural images of this terrible. I looked upon the scene before me, upon the mere house and the simple landscape features of the domain, upon the bleak walls, upon the vacant eye-like windows, upon a few rank sedges, and upon a few white trunks of decayed trees, without a depression of soul that I can compare to no earthly sensation more populent after dreaming of the development of opium. Bitter lapse into everyday life. The hideous dropping off of the veil. There was an iciness, a sinking, a sickening of the heart, an unredeemed dreariness of thought no goading imagination could portray into aught the sublime. What was it? I paused to think. What was it that so unnerved me with contemplation of House of Usher? It was a mystery all insoluble, nor could I grapple with the shadowy fancy to crowd upon me as appointed. I was forced to fall back upon the unsatisfactory conclusion that while beyond doubt they are combinations of these simple natural objects which have a power for affecting us, still the analysis of this power lies among considerations beyond our depth. It's possible, reflected, and I made different arrangements of particulars of a scene, pieces of a picture, be sufficient to modify a personality capacity for soulful impression, and acting upon this idea, lay my horse with precipitous brink of a black and yellow tarn, lay an unruffled lustre with drilling, and gazed down, with a shudder even more thrilling than before, from the model and inverted images of a grey sedge and a grassy tree stands, and a vacant eye-like windows. Nevertheless, in this mansion of gloom, I now propose to myself a sojourn of some weeks. Proprietor, Edgar Allen being one of my boon companions in boyhood, but many years had elapsed since the last meeting. A letter, however, lately reached me in a distant part of the country. A letter from him which, in its wildly importunate nature, had admitted of no other than a personal reply. The MS gave evidence of nervous agitation. White spoke of acute body illness, of a mental disorder which oppressed him, and of an earnest desire to see me, as his best, and, indeed, his only personal friend, we were attempting, by the cheerfulness of my society, some alleviation of his malady. It was a manner in which all this and much more was said. His apparent heart went to his request, which allowed me no room for hesitation, and I accordingly obeyed it forthwith, what I still consider very singular symptoms. For, as boys, being even intimate associates, yet all knew little my friend. He was therefore being always excessive and habitual. I was aware, however, that a very ancient family we note, time out of mind, for peculiar sensibility of temperament, displaying itself through long ages in many works of sort of art and manifest of late and repeated deeds of magnificent unobtrusive charity, as well as a passionate devotion to intricacies, perhaps even more of orthodox and intellectual beauties and musical science. I had learned, too, the very remarkable fact that the stem of the Usher race, all time honoured as it was, had put forth at no period any enduring branch, and otherwise, that the entire family lay with a direct line of descent, and had always a very trifling and very temporary variation so lain. This efficiency I considered while running over and forward a perfect keeping of the character of primitive character of people, and while speculating upon the possible influence of which one, in the long lapse of centuries, might act upon the other. This efficiency, perhaps, of classical issue, and the consequent undeviating transmission from sire to son of a patrimony with the name which had at length so identified to us the merit was the title of estate and the quaint and equitable relation of the House of Usher. An appellation would seem to include in the minds of the peasantry who use it both the family and the family mansion. I have said that the sole effect of my somewhat childish experiment, that of looking down of him the time, had been to deepen a first single impression. There could be no doubt the consciousness of a rapid increase of my suspicion, for why should I not so term it? Served mainly to accelerate the increase itself. Such, I've long known, is a paradoxical law of all sentiments having terror as a basis, and it might have been for this reason only that when I again uplifted my eyes to the house itself, from its image and Paul, there grew in my mind a strange fancy, a fancy so ridiculous indeed, that I but mention it to show a weird false associations which impressed me. It's so worked upon imagination as we should believe that a whole ancient domain now held an absolute peculiar to themselves in their immediate vicinity, an atmosphere which had no affinity with this air of heaven, but which had reached the decayed trees and the grey wall and the silent silent, pestilent and mystic vapour dull, sluggish, faint as simple, and leaden hued. Shaken from a spirit what must have been a dream, I scanned more narrowly the real aspect of a building, its principal feature seemed that of excessive antiquity. Their discoloration of ages had been great. Minute fungi overspread the whole exterior, hanging in a fine tangle of grab work from eaves, yet all this was apart from any extraordinary dilapidation, no portion of masonry had fallen, and there appeared to be a wild inconsistency between still perfect adaptation of parts and the crumbling condition of individual stones. It is it has much reminded me of the specious totality of old woodwork which had what have long years and some neglect full swift no disturbance from breath or external air. Beyond this indication of extensive decay, however, the fabric gave little token of instability. Perhaps the eye of a scrutinizing observer might have discovered a barely perceptible fissure, which, extending from the roof of the building in front, made its way down for one in a zigzag direction until it became lost in the sullen waters of the Tarn. You follow me? Noticing these things, I rode over a short causeway to the house. A servant in waiting took my horse and entered the Gothic archway of the hall. A valet of stealthy step thence conducted me in silence through many dark intricate passages and progress to the studio of his master. Much that I encountered in the way I contributed, I know not how, to heighten the vague sentiments of which I have already spoken. While the objects around me, while the carvings of the ceilings, the sombre tapestry of the walls, even blackness of floors, and the phantasm of Gothic and moral trophies out of the strode were but matters to which, or to such as which, I've been accustomed from my infancy, while I hesitate not to acknowledge how familiar was all this, I still wanted to find how unfamiliar were fancies which ordinary images were stirring up. On one of these staircases, a physician of a family, his countenance I thought wore a mixed expression of low cunning and perplexity. He accosted me with trepidation and passed on, but he now threw open the door and ushered me into the presence of his master. The room in which I found myself was very large and lofty. Windows were long, narrow, and pointed, and so vast a distance from a black oaken floor as it altogether inaccessible from within. Feeble gleams in crimson light made a way through the trellised panes and served to render sufficiently distinct more objects around. The eye, however, struggled in vain to reach the remote angles of chamber or recesses of vaulted and fretted ceiling. Dark draperies hung upon the walls. The general furniture was profuse, comfortless, antique, and tattered. Many books and musical instruments lay scattered about, but failed to give any vitality to the scene. I felt like a breathed atmosphere of sorrow. An air of stern, deep, and irredeemable gloom hung over and pervaded all. Upon my entrance, Usher arose from the sofa in which he had been lying at full length and greeted me with vivacious warmth. So much in it. I at first thought of the overdone cordiality of the Katrina of an unremanable world. A glance, however, as countenance convinced me of his perfect sincerity. We sat down, and for some moments, while he spoke not, I gazed upon him with a feeling half of pity, half of awe. Surely man had never before so terribly altered in so brief a period as had Roderick Usher. It was with difficulty that I could bring myself to admit the identity of one being before me of a companion of early boyhood, yet the character's face had been at all times remarkable. A cadaverousness of complexion, an eye large, liquid and luminous beyond comparison, lips somewhat thin, very pallid, but of a surpassingly beautiful curve, a nose of a delicate Hebrew muddle, with a breath and nostril unusual in similar formations, a finely molded chin speaking in its wonted prominence of a once more energy. Hair, the morn and web like softness and tenuity. These features, or the expansion above regions of a temple, made an altogether countenance not easily to be forgotten, and now if the situation of creating childish features and of the expression they were wont to convey lay so much of change that I doubted to whom I spoke. The now ghastly pallor of the skin, of a now miraculous lustre of the eye, with all things startled, even ordering. The silken hair, too, had been suffered to grow old and heated, and as wild gossamer texture, it floated rather than fell above her face. I could not, in an effort, connect its arabesque expression with an idea of simple humanity. In the manner of my friend, I was once struck with incoherence and inconsistency, and I soon found this to arise from a series of feeble and futile struggles to overcome inhabitable competency and excessive nervous agitation. For something of this nature I had indeed been prepared, no less by his letter than by reminiscence of certain boyish traits, and by conclusion deduced from his peculiar physical conformation and temperament. His action was alternately vivacious and solid. His voice rapidly from tremulous indecision, when the animal spirit seemed utterly in abeyance, and species of angelic composition, that abrupt, weighty, unhurried and hollow sounding enunciation that led in self balance and perfectly modulated guttural utterance which may be observed in a lost drunkard or the reclaimable eater of opium during periods of most intense excitement. It was first he spoke of the object of my visit, of his eyes see me, and the solace expected me to afford him. He entered at some length into what he conceived from nature's malady. It was, he said, a constitutional and a family evil, and one for which he despaired to find a remedy. A mere nervous affection, he immediately added, which would inevitably soon pass off. It displayed itself in a host of unnatural sensations. Some days, as he tell him, interested and bewildered me. Although, perhaps with terms and the general manner of nation narrates, he suffered much from a morbid acuteness of the senses. The most intimate food was alone endurable. He could wear only garments of certain texture. Odors of all flowers oppressive. His eyes were tortured by even a fatal light to them, and but peculiar sounds and needs from string instruments which did inspire horror. To an enormous species of terror found him about enslaved. I shall perish, said he. I must perish. This deplorable folly. Fuzz, fuzz, and not otherwise shall I be lost. I dread the events of a future. Not themselves, but in their results. I shudder at thought of any, even the most trivial incidents which may operate upon this intolerable agitation of the soul. I have indeed no abhorrence of danger, except in its absolute effects in terror. In this unnerved, inhospitable condition, I feel that a period will sooner or later arrive when I must abandon life and reason together. In some struggle, the grim phantasm fear. I'll learn, moreover, intervals and through broken and irrevocable hints, another singular feature of mental condition. He was enchained by certain superstition impressions in regard to the dwelling which he tenanted, and whence, for many years, he had never been ventured forth. In regard to the influence whose superstitious forces conveyed in attempts too shadowy here to be stated, the influence which some peculiarities, mere form, substance of his family mention had, by dint of long sufferance, he said, obtained over spirit. In fact, it was the physique, the great walls and turrets, and the dim tarn into which all looked down had, at length, brought about upon the morale of his existence. He admitted, however, although hesitation, that much of the peculiar gloom which first afflicted him could be traced from more natural and far more palpable origin to the severe and long continued illness, indeed, to the evidently approaching dissolution of a tenderly beloved sister, his sole companion for long years, his last on earth, her decrees, said, but this which I can never forget, leave him hopeless and frail, last of the ancient race of the Ushers. When I spoke Lady Madeleine, so she was called, passed away through remote porous apartments, and without having noticed my presence disappeared, I regarded her not as something unmingled with dread, and yet I found it impossible to account for such a feeling. The sensation of stupor oppressed me, as my eyes followed her retreating steps. When the door at length closed upon her, my glance sought instinctively and eagerly the countenance of brother, for he had buried his face in his hands, and I could only perceive that a far more ordinary warmness was spread of emaciated fingers, through which trickled many passionate tears. The disease of Lady Madeline had long baffled the skill of physicians, apathy, graduating with a person, and frequent although transient affections of partial character were the unusual diagnosis. Hitherto, she had steadily borne up against pressure of malady, excuse me, I don't know how to pronounce hitherto, and had now betaken herself finally to bed, but on the closing in another evening arrived at the house, she succumbed to both Tommy and nights, the inexplicable agitation, to a prostrating power of the destroyer, and I learned of a glimpse obtained of person first properly the last I should obtain, that a lady at least while living would be seen by me no more. For several days ensuing, her name was mentioned by either Usher or myself, and during this period I was busy in earnest endeavours to alleviate the melancholy of my friend, and we painted and read together. I listened, as if in a dream, to a wild improvisation of a speaking guitar, and further as a close and still close intimacy admitted me more unreservedly into the recess of the spirit, morbidly did I perceive rigidity or attempt cheering mind from his darkness, as if in a positive quality poured forth from objects of moral and physical universe in one unceasing radiation of gloom. I shall ever bear about me memory of the many solemn hours I first spent alone with master of a house of Usher, yet I should fail in any attempt to convey an idea of the exact character of the studies of, or of the occupations in which he involved me on any way, and excited and highly stamped ideality through a sulphurous lustre over all. His long improvised dirges ring forever in my ears, among other things, I hold painfully in mind a singular perversion and amplification of the wild air of the vast waltz of Von Weber. From the paintings of which his elaborate fancy brooded, and which grew touch by touch into vagueness, at which I shuddered the more fittingly, because I shuddered knowing not why from his paintings, vivid as images now are before me, I would in vain endeavour to produce more than a small portion which lie within compass and merely written words. By the utter simplicity, by the nakedness of designs, he rested overall attention. If the ever mortal painted an idea, that mortal was Roderick Usher. For me, at least, in the circumstances then surrounding me, now rose our pure abstractions which I could contrive to throw upon this canvas an intensity of intolerable awe, no shudder which fells I ever yet in the contemplation of a certainly glowing yet too concrete reveries of fusilling. One of our phantasmagoric conceptions of my friend, partaking not so rigidly of the spirit of abstraction, may be shadowed forth, although feebly in words. A small picture presented of interior immensely long and rectangular vault or tunnel with low walls, smooth, white, and without interruption, devised certain accessory points of design served well to convey idea acceleration lay and exceeding depth below the surface of the earth. No outlet observed in any portion of its vast extent, and no torch of artificial source of light discernible, yet a flood of intense rays rolled throughout and bathed the whole in a ghastly and appropriate splendor. I've just spoken of morbid condition of auditory nerves rendered all music intolerable to the sufferer, with the exception of certain factory string instruments. It was, perhaps, the narrow limits to which he first confined himself upon the guitar, which gave birth in great measure to fantastic character performances, but the fervid facility of his impromptus could not be so accounted for. They must have been and were in the notes as well as in the words of his wild fantasias, for he not unfrequently accompanied himself with rhymed verbal improvisations, the result of an intense mental collectedness and concentration, to which I've previously alluded as observable only in particular moments of highest artificial excitement. The words of one of these rhapsodies I've easily remembered. I was, perhaps, the more forcibly impressed with it as he gave it, because in the under or mystic current of its meaning, I fancied I perceived and for the first time a full consciousness of a part of Usher, of a tottering, with lofty reason upon a throne of the verses, sometime haunted palace, when very nearly, Gregory Fuzz. The greenest of our valleys by good angel tenanted, once a fair seated palace, radiant palace, with his head, in monarch forest dominion, stood there. Let us have spread opinion over fabric so fair, that is yellow, glorious, golden, fruited float and flow. This, or this, all time long ago, and every gentle edda dallied, in a sweet day. Among worms splendor pallid, when the older went away. One is unhappy valley through tunes with no soul, spirits moving musically to literal truth law. What about a throne? We're sitting, Pother Regine, the sage's glory well befitting, Rose realm, was seen, and all were pearl ruby glowing, was fair palace door, fresh king flowing, 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 sparkling evermore. To the echoes sweet duty was but to sing, of spreading beauty, which was wisdom of the king. But evil things in robes of sorrow assailed a monarch's high estate. Ah, as his morn, for never more shall dawn upon him, desolate. And round about his home, the glory that blustering blooms, but dim in the story of old time entombed, and travels now within the valley further windows, see vast forms and move fantastically to discord melody. While, like a Pegasi river, prepare it all. His throng will self ever, and laugh, smile, no more. I well remember the message from inviting him ballad that is a train of thought wherein there became manifest an opinion Ushers was mentioned not so much to count as novelty for other men. For example, Watson, Dr. Percival, Spallanzani, and especially Bishop of Landafsey, Comic Essays, Volume 5. Fantastic novel. I dig it. You'll dig it. Everyone will dig it. Let's go back to the House of Usher, shall we? As an account of a personality with which he maintained it. His opinion, in its general form, that of a sentient all vegetable things, but in his disordered fancy, the idea had assumed more daring character and trespassed under certain conditions upon the kingdom organization. I lack words to express a full extent of the abandon of his persuasion. The belief, however, was connected, as I previously hinted, with the grey stones of the homeless forefathers. The conditions of ascension had been here, he imagined, fulfilled in the method of collocation of these stones, in order and arrangement as well as in many fungi which overspread them, of decayed trees which stood around, above all, in the long undisturbed endurance of his arrangement and his imputation in the still waters of his time. This evidence, the evidence of his sentience, was to be seen, he said, and my hair started spoke of a gradual ascending condensation of atmosphere owned above waters and walls. The result was discoverable, he added, and silence is an important terrible inference which for centuries had molded his family. It's made him what I now saw him, what he was. Such opinions need no comments, and I'll make none. Our books, the books which for years had formed no small portion of mental excesses invalid, were, as might be supposed, in strict keeping with his character phantasm. We poured together such works as Verve et Chartreux Agassiz, the Belphegor Machiavelli, the Heaven and Hell of Swedenborg, the Subterranean Voyage of Nicholas Klim by Hallberg, the Chiromancy of Robert Flood, Jean de Rajonet in Adolphe Chambre, the Journey to Blue Distance of Czech, and the City of the Sun of Campanella. One favourite volume, a small octave edition of the Directorium Inquisitorium of Dominican America de Giron, and there are passages in Pomponius Mela about the old African satires and Egapins, mm, Egapins. That's what they're called. No, not Wegapons, it's Egapins. Okay? Yes. Fantastic. Of which Usher would sit dreaming for hours. If it's not, then just type down in the comment section saying that's how you pronounce it. His chief light, however, was found in peruse of an exceedingly rare and curious book in quarto Gothic manual of a forgotten church, the Vigile Mortuorium Secundum Coram Ecclesiae Meguntende. I could not help thinking of a wild Richard's work and his probable influence upon the hypochondriac when one evening, having informed me fully that Lady Madeline was no more, he stated his intention of preserving a corpse for a fortnight previously to its final interment, when numerous vaults within the main walls of a building. For worldly reason, however, aside from seeing this proceeding, was one which I did not feel at liberty to dispute. The brother had been led to his resolution, so he told me by consideration of the unusual characterability of the deceased of certain obtrusive and eager inquiries on the part of medical men in a remote and exposed situation, the burial ground of a family. I will not deny, I will not deny, I will not deny that when I call to mind the since encounters of a person who upon the staircase on the day of my old house, I had no desire to pose what I regard as at best but a harmless and by no means a natural precaution. At the request of Usher, I personally aided him in arrangements for temporary entombment. The body having been encoffined, we two alone bore to its rest a vault in which we placed it, and which had been so long unopened and the torches half smoked in its oppressive atmosphere, gives little opportunity of investigation, was small, damp, and entire, by means of a mission for light lying at great depth immediately beneath that portion of the building which was my own sleeping compartment, had been used apparently in remote feudal times for the purpose of a donjon heap, and in later days as a place to deposit a powder or some other highly combustible substance, as a portion of its floor, the whole interior of a long archway from which we reached a carefully sheathed with copper. The door of massive iron had been also similarly protected. Its immense weight caused an unusually sharp grating sound as it moved upon its hinges. Having deposited a mournful burden upon trestles of retreating horror, we partially turned aside the yet unscrewed lid of a coffin and looked upon the face of attendants. A striking similitude between my brother and sister now first rested my attention, and Usher, divining, perhaps, my thoughts, without some few words from which I learned that Caesar himself being twins, and that sympathies of a scarcely intelligible nature had always existed between them. Our glances, however, rested not long upon the dead, for we could not regard her unawed. Disease, which had first entombed the lady of the maturity of youth, had left as usual maladies of a surely converted character to have a mockery of faint blush from the bosom and the face, and a suspiciously lingering smile from lip so terrible in death. We replaced and screwed down the lid, and having secured the door of iron, made our way with toil to the scarcely less gloomy apartments of upper personal house. And now, some days of bitter grief having elapsed, an observable change came over the features of the natural disorder of my friend. His ordinary manner had vanished, his ordinary occupations had neglected or forgotten, and he roamed from chamber to chamber with hurried, unequal, and objectless step. The pallor of his countenance had assumed, if possible, more ghastly hue, but the luminous of his eye had utterly gone out. The once occasional huskiness of his tone was heard no more, and a tremulous quaver, as of extreme terror, habitually characterized his utterance. There were times, indeed, when a force unceasingly agitated mind was labouring with some oppressive secret to divulge, which he struggled with necessary courage. At times, again, was obliged to resolve all and submit inexplicable vagaries and madness, for I beheld him gazing upon vacancy for long hours, attitude found attention. As if listening to some actually sound, it was no wonder that his condition terrified, that had infected me. I felt creeping upon me by slow yet certain degrees the wild influences of his own fantastic yet impressive superstitions. It was especially upon retiring to bed late in the night of the 7th day, placing Lady Madeline with Doujon, and I experienced the full power of such feelings. Sleep came not near my couch while the hours waned away. I struggled to reason off the nervousness which had dominion over me. I endeavored to believe that much, if not all of what I felt, was due to the bewildering influence of a gloomy furniture room of dark and tattered draperies which cautious the motion of my breath. The rising tempest swayed fitfully to and fro upon the walls and rustled uneasily above the decorations of the bed. But my efforts were fruitless. An irrepressible tremor gradually pervaded my frame, and at length nested upon my very heart an incubus of utterly causeless alarm. Shaking us off a gasp of struggle, uplifting myself on pillows and peering endlessly over the intense darkness of a chamber, hearkened, I know not why, except that an instinct of spirit prompted me to certain low, indefinite sounds which came through a pause of the storm at long intervals. I knew not whence. Overpowered by intense sentiment of horror, unaccountable yet unendurable, I threw my clothes a haste, found I should sleep no more during the night, and endeavoured to arouse myself from the pitiable condition in which I had fallen. Pacing rapidly to and fro through the apartment, I had taken but a few turns in this manner, when a light step on an adjoining staircase arrested my attention. I precisely recognised it as that of Usher. Instant after he rapped with a gentle touch on my door and entered, bearing a lamp. His countenance was, as usual, cadaverously wan, but moreover, there was a species of mad hilarity in his eyes, and everything was strange to stare his whole demeanour. His air appalled me, but anything was preferable to the solitude I had so long endured, and I even welcomed his presence as relief. "You have not seen it?" he said rapidly, after having stared about him for some moments in silence. "You have not and see it, but stay, you shall." Thus speaking, and having carefully shaded his lamp, he opened the one casement, fruitfully open to the storm. The impetuous fear of the entering gusty lifted us on our feet. It was indeed a tempestuous yet sternly beautiful night, and one wildly singular in its terror and its beauty. A whirlwind had apparently collected its force in the vicinity, for there were frequent and violent alterations of the direction of the wind, and the exceeding density of the clouds was hung so low as to press upon the toilets of our house did not prevent us perceiving the lifelike velocity which they flew careening from all points against each other, while parting away in distance. I say even exceeding density to prevent us perceiving this, yet there were no glimpse of moon or stars, nor was there any flashing forth of lightning, but the under surface of huge masses of agitated vapour, as well as all terrestrial objects immediately around us, were glowing in the natural light of a fading, luminous, and singularly variable gaseous acceleration which hung about and enshrouded dimension. "You must not, you shall not, behold this," said I, shudderingly, to Usher, as I led him, with a gentle violence from window to a seat. "These appearances, which bewilder you, are merely electrical phenomena, not uncommon, or maybe in any of the ghastly would rank this in the miasma of the time. Let us close this casement. The air is chilling and usually faint. Here is one of your favourite romances. I read and you shall listen, and so we'll pass through this night together." The antique volume which I had taken up was a mad twist of Sir Lawrence Canning, but I called it a favourite Usher's more in sad jest and earnest, for, in truth, there was little its uncouth and unimaginative prolixity which could have entered the lofty and spiritual reality of my friend. It was, however, the only book ability to hand, and I indulged a vague hope that excitement which now actually of hypochondriac might find relief, for the history of mental disorder was full of similarities. Even extremists of a folly which I could read, could I have judged indeed if a world of the strange air vastly which we hearkened or penny hearkened to words of a tale, I might well have congratulated myself on the success of my design. I had arrived at a well-known portion of the story of Ethelred, a pair of a tryst having sought in vain for peace of mission running of requirements, proceeds to make good intervention of force. Here, remembered, where's a narrative one first? I do like the fact that I'm reading a book for the past. It is a self-reciting a book for the past. Everything is poetry, everything is moving. You know. And Ethelred, for the nature of a doughty heart and no mildly rival on account of powerfulness of wine which he had drunken, waited no longer the whole party of a hermit who, in sooth, was opposite a merciful turn, but feeling rain upon his shoulder and the flame rise from the tempest up his face outright and with blows made quickly room in the planks of a door for his gauntlet at hand, and now pulling therewith sturdily, he so cracked and ripped and tore all asunder that the noise of a dry and hollow sounding wood allumed and reverberated throughout the forest. For the term of the sentence I started for a moment pause. Sorry. It appeared to me, although I once concluded my excited fancy sleeping, it appeared to me that from some very remote portion of a mansion there came indistinctly to my ears what might have been the exact similarity of character of the echo, but a stifling door and certainly a very cracking ripping sound of Sir Lawrence had so particularly described is beyond doubt the coincidence alone which arrested my attention, for amid rattling the sashes, the casements, the ordinary commingled noise of a still increasing storm, the sound in itself and nothing. Surely which should have trusted me, sermon continues. I continued the story. But the good champion Ethelred, now entering the door, was sore enraged and amazed to perceive no signal of merciful permits, but mercy now of dragon, with a scaly polished demeanour, with a fiery tongue, with Satan guard for a palace of gold, a floor of silver, upon wall hung a shield showing brass with legend and written, "Who entereth herein, our conqueror hath been." Slay for dragon, for shield he shall win. And Ethelred uplifted his mace, struck upon the head of a dragon, shot before him, he opened his pasty breath, with a shriek of so horrid and harsh, without so piercing. Ethelred the faint closed his eyes with his hands, and again saw against the dreadful noise of it, like we have never before heard. Here again, a pause abruptly, and they were feeling wild amazement, for there could be no doubt whatever that in this instance I did actually hear, although from what direction it proceeded I found it impossible to say. A low and apparent distance, but harsh, protracted, most unusual screaming, a grating sound, the exact counterpart of what my fancy had already conjured up the dragon's unnatural shriek, as described by the romancer. Oppressed, as certainly was, from the occurrence of the second most truly coincidence by thought inflicted sensations, in which one extreme terror was predominant, I still retained sufficient presence of mind to avoid exciting by an observation the sensitive nervousness of my companion. I was by no means certain I noticed the sounds in question, although surely a strange alteration had, during the last few minutes, taken place of demeanour. From a position in front of my own, he gradually brought round his chair so to sit with his face to the door of his chamber, and first I could but partially perceive his features, although I saw his lips trembled as he murmured audibly. His head dropped on his breast, yet he knew that he was not asleep. From a wide and rigid opening of the eyes, a quarter glance of the profile, the motion of his body too, was a famous for his idea, for he rocked from side to side, generally constant uniform sway. Having rapidly taken notice of all this, I resumed now to Sir Launcelot, as first proceeded. And now, the champion, having escaped from the terrible fury of the dragon, bethinking himself of brazen shield, never breaking up the enchantment which was upon it, move the clocks from out away before him, and approached the valorously of the silver pavement of castle of shield was upon the wall, which soothed Harry not from his full coming, fell on his feet upon the silver floor, mighty great and terrible ringing sound. No sooner these syllables passed my lips than, as if a shield of brass indeed, after a moment falling heavily upon the floor of silver, became aware of a distinct hollow, metallic, and clangorous, with apparently muffled reverberation, and complete unnerved relief to my feet by measured walking movement. Usher was undisturbed. I rushed to the chair in which he sat. His eyes were bent fixedly before him, and froze his whole countenance away in a stony rigidity. But as I placed my hand upon his shoulder, there came a strong shudder of his whole presence. A sickly smile covered his lips. Suddenly spoke in a low, hurried, and glibbering murmur, as if unconscious of my presence. Bending closely over him, I at length drank in and hid his porter's words. Not hear it? Yes, I hear it, and I have heard it. Long, long, many minutes, many hours, many days have I heard it, yet I dared not. Oh, pity me, miserable wretch I am. I dared not speak. We have but a living of a tomb. So not my senses or truth are now turned. I heard the first few movements of her coffin. I had them many days ago. I dare not speak it out. The punching of her dawn, death, go, kind of short, she was a window, coffin, and great by wings. Madman. Hayes sprang furiously to his feet, three syllables, so after they gave to himself. Man, I tell you, that you lost it. Is that the as if a superhuman energy was utterance there had been found as plenty of a spell. The huge antique panels of the speaker pointed through slowly back, for instance, and the ponderous ebony jaws, as a work of Russian gusts, but enveloped those doors that did send aloftly as for the figure of Lady Madeline Usher. There was blood upon her white robes, and the evidence of some bitter struggle upon every pore of her minceed frame. For a moment she remained trembling and reeling to and fro upon the threshold, then, with a low moan and cry, fell heavily moved upon personal brother, in her violence, in a final death agonies, bore him to the floor, a corpse, and the victim to hers anticipated. From her chamber, and from that mention, I fled aghast. The storm was still abroad, and all its wrath as I found myself crossing the old causeway, suddenly there shot along the path of old light. I turned to see whence the gleams from the news had issued. The vast house and the shadows were alone behind me. The radiance was that of a full setting, and blood-red moon was now shown vividly from that one barely discernible fissure, which had before spoken standing from roof of building in a zigzag direction to the base. While I gazed, this fissure rapidly widened. There came a fierce breath of whirlwind. The entire aura of the satellite burst at once above my sight, and the rain reeled. The storm of mighty walls rushing asunder. There was long, tumultuous sound, like a voice of 1,000 waters, and deep and dank time my feet closely inside the fragments of a house of the show. Okay, thank you, and see you tomorrow.